Next is floods. What is floods? It is the rising and overflowing of a body of water, especially onto normally dry land. Flooding typically occurs when prolonged rain falls over several days. Flood is abnormal progress rise in the water level or a stream that may result in the overflowing by the water of the normal confines of the stream. So, minor flooding. Minor flooding is inundation may or may not be due to overbanking. Minor flooding. Inundation may or may not be due to overbanking. Next is when there is no bank overflow. Floodwaters are usually confined to the floodplain of the river along the channel. Floodwater is usually shallow, and there may not be perceptible flow. So example of minor flooding, rainwater collecting in the streets after the short but heavy rain. Next is major flooding. Flooding caused by the overflowing of rivers and lakes. Floodwaters cover a wide contiguous area and spread rapidly to adjoining areas relatively lower elevation. Next is flooding is relatively deep in most part of the sticking areas. There is a highly perceptible current as a flood spread to other areas. So major flooding happens when the rivers or lakes overflow, or when structures like dams, dikes, or levees breaks. It can also happen in a bigger reservoir release too much water, or when heavy rain causes too much water to run into low-lying areas. For example, imagine it's rained very hard for days. The river near your town fills up and overflow and spread to nearby houses and farms. That is major flooding. Flash flood. It is developed in hilly and mountainous terrains where the slope of the river is rather steep. The rapid development of the flood is due to the extremely short concentration time of the drainage catchment. This means that precipitation falling on a point in the catchment farthest from the river takes only a short time to reach the river channel and become part of the stream flow. Now, the amount of stream flow is rapidly increased. So, flash flood is happen in hilly mountain or mountainous place where the river's down steps, slopes. The flood comes very fast, often in a minute or a few hours after heavy rain. So why it's happened? This is because water from farthest point of the mountain reach the river very quickly, and the water rise fast. The rivers can't hold it anymore. It overflows suddenly. For example, imagine you are in a mountain village. It drains hard for just 1 hour. Suddenly, a wall of water rushed down from the mountains, carrying mud, rocks, and even tree trunks. That is flash flood.
Volcanic eruption is the expulsion of gases, rock, fragments, and or molten lava from within the earth through a vent into the earth's surface or into the atmosphere. Lava flows. There are rivers, incandescent or molten rock or lava moving downslope or away from the eruption vent. Tephra, fall or ash fall. Tephra, fragments, volcanic particles. Pyroclastic density currents, PDCs, are mixture of fragment volcanic particles, lateral blasts, volcanoes. There were laterally directed thrust of hot glass and ash. Volcanic gas, they form a dissolved component of magma. Lahar, also known as volcanic mud flows or debris flow. Debris avalanche, it refers to the mass failure of the flank of volcano edifice due to magma intrusion. Volcanic tsunami, it occurs in caldera lakes when water is displaced by deformation of the lake floor caused by rising magma, or entry PDCs or landslide into the lake, or in seas when water displaced by PDCs or debris avalanche from volcanoes. Ground deformation. Ascending magma can cause the volcano edifice to swell before and during an eruption, causing the ground to break and into fissures. Secondary explosion, it can be generated in still hot volcanic deposits such as those of PDCs and lava flow when this come into contact with water by erosion. Earthquake. It refers to any sudden shaking of the ground caused by the passage of seismic waves through earth rocks. Tectonic earthquakes. They are produced by sudden movement along faults and plates boundaries. Volcanic earthquakes, they are induced by rising lava or magma beneath active volcanoes. Tidal wave. It refers to a shallow water wave caused by the gravitational interaction between the sun, moon, and earth. Tsunami is a series of sea waves commonly generated by under the sea earthquakes and whose heights could be greater than 5 meters. Two types of tsunami. Example, tectonic tsunamis. They are the most common and powerful type caused by undersea earthquakes, volcanic eruption, or landslide that suddenly displace large volumes of water. Kaduang example, non-tectonic tsunamis. These are caused by events other than tectonic activities such as meteorite impacts, landslide into the ocean of iceberg. Calving, these tsunamis are generally smaller and less frequent than tectonic tsunamis. Local tsunamis, they are confined to coasts within 100 kilometers of the source, usually earthquakes and landslide or pyroclastic flow. Far-field or distant tsunamis, it can travel from 1 to 24 hours before reaching the coast of the nearby countries. Per typhoon, it is tropical cyclone with maximum wind speed exceeding 220 km per hour, more than 120 knots. So super typhoon is kuan na kini siya maximum, kuan na gid siya nga iyang kakusgon sa iyang wind speed. Mo ginay kusog na kayo. Drought. It is originate from deficiency or precipitation over an extended period of time, usually a season or more. So ang drought kuno is munay ting malas sa mga yuta or natawag na to El Nino.
The 5Ps Crisis Management Model. Crisis Management Model is a structured framework or set of strategies and processes used to identify, prepare for, respond to, and recover from crisis. It provides a systematic approach to managing unexpected events that can threaten the safety, operation, or reputation of an organization, community, or country. The proactive phase is the preventive stage of crisis management. It involves identifying potential risks, vulnerabilities, and threats that could lead to a crisis, and taking measures to mitigate or avoid them. It is about looking ahead, planning for the future, and building a strong foundation to withstand potential disruption. Why is the proactive phase important? Reduces the likelihood of a crisis occurring, minimizes the impact if a crisis does occur, builds resilience and preparedness. Three types of situational awareness in crisis management. First, operational situation awareness. Operational situation awareness is the process of gathering, analyzing, and interpreting information about the current state of an operation of crisis and using that information to make timely and effective decisions. It involves perceiving the environment and events, understanding the context and implications, predicting future developments and their consequence. Next is tactical situation awareness. Tactical situation awareness is a critical component of crisis management and emergency response, particularly in high-stakes, time-sensitive environments. It refers to the ability to understand the current situation, anticipate future developments, and make informed decisions at the tactical level that is immediately and in real time during an unfolding crisis. Prepare. What is prepare? Prepare involves planning and organizing to ensure that the organization is ready to respond effectively when crisis occur. Why is it important? Being prepared reduces panic and confusion during a crisis. It ensures the resourceful personnel and communication channels are in place. Prevent. What is prevent? Prevent is the first and most critical phase of the 5 P's model. It focuses on avoiding crises before they occur and reducing the likelihood of their occurrence. Why is it important? Crises are often unpredictable, but many can be anticipated through proper planning and risk assessment. Prevention helps minimize the impact of a crisis by reducing the chances that it will happen in the first place. Reactive phase. The reactive phase of tactical situational awareness refers to the response and action taken after the initial perception and comprehension of a situation. It is the action-oriented stage where decisions are made and implemented based on the current and projected state of the situation. In the reactive phase, the focus shifts from understanding the situation to managing the situation through effective action. This phase is critical in high-stress, high-risk environments where timely and accurate responses can mean the difference between success and failure. Post-conflict phase. The post-conflict phase of tactical situational awareness refers to the period following a crisis or incident where the immediate threat has been neutralized, but the aftermath and long-term implications are still being assessed. This phase is critical for recovery, evaluation, and learning from the incident to prevent future occurrences.